Welcome back everyone to another unbelievable moment from the world of Britain's Got Talent, where dreams are made, surprises explode on stage, and sometimes things happen that nearly give the judges a heart attack. If you're new here, make sure you stay with us till the end because today's story is so wild, so unexpected, and so full of emotion that even Simon Cowell, the man who has seen everything, almost jumped out of his seat. But before we start, thank you for being part of this family. Let's take a deep breath because what you're about to hear is one of the most unforgettable auditions in BGT history. The stage lights glowed warmly. The audience was buzzing with excitement. It was one of those nights on Britain's Got Talent when the energy just felt different. Everyone could sense something unusual was about to happen, even if they didn't know what. And among all the faces at the judges' table sat Simon Cowell, relaxed, calm, and smiling gently as he looked around the room. No matter how tough or honest people think he is, those who know him understand something deeper. Simon genuinely loves people. He cares about talent, he cares about dreams, and he has a kindness that shows itself in small moments, like the way he encourages nervous contestants, or the way his eyes soften when he sees someone fighting for their chance. That kindness was about to be tested in the most surprising way. The stage doors opened slowly, and instead of one contestant, a whole group stepped out. They were dressed in mismatched costumes, almost cartoon-like, with bright colors and strange props. The crowd didn't know whether to laugh or stay confused. Even Simon tilted his head, trying to understand what he was looking at. But he kept a friendly smile, because he always gives people a chance. That's who he is. He believes talent can come from anywhere and anyone, and sometimes the most unexpected people create the most magical moments. The group introduced themselves with voices full of excitement. They said they had been preparing this routine for months and that it was dedicated to the judges, especially Simon. Simon placed a hand on his heart, appreciating the gesture. He always respects when people bring passion onto the stage. He leaned forward, ready to watch. The music started. At first, everything looked normal. A simple dance. A bit silly, a bit funny, but still entertaining. The crowd laughed, the judges chuckled, and Simon nodded politely. But then the music suddenly stopped. The lights went pitch black. The entire audience gasped. Silence filled the room. Then, with one loud bang, a massive burst of confetti shot into the air right in front of Simon's face. It was so loud, so sudden, that even Simon Cowell nearly threw his arms up in shock. His eyes widened, he leaned back in his chair, and he let out a surprised laugh that echoed across the studio. The audience exploded into laughter. Amanda covered her mouth. Alicia grabbed the arm of her chair. David looked like he was about to fall onto the floor. Simon placed a hand on his chest dramatically and laughed. "You almost gave me a heart attack." His voice was full of amusement, not anger. Because at the end of the day, Simon knows people come on this stage to give their all. And as shocking as that moment was, he appreciated their creativity, their craziness, and their effort. That's the kindness in him. He jokes, he reacts, he teases, but his heart is always open to the performers. But the surprises weren't over. The music switched again, this time to something mysterious and powerful. The group rearranged themselves into a shape that looked almost like a giant creature. Suddenly, the creature opened up and a small child popped out from the middle, holding a microphone almost as big as his face. The audience gasped again, but this time from pure surprise and cuteness. The little boy took a deep breath and began singing a powerful, unexpected opera note that filled the entire theater. The contrast between the silly beginning and this sudden burst of real talent was insane. The judges stared with jaws dropped. The audience went silent, stunned. And Simon Cowell, the man who moments ago nearly jumped out of his seat, now watched with the softest, proudest smile. His eyes glowed with admiration. It's moments like this that remind him why he does what he does. He loves seeing people reveal their true gifts. The boy continued to sing, voice rising like a young star born right in front of everyone. The group behind him slowly removed their costume pieces and stood proudly, showing they were not just comedians, they were a creative family who believed in mixing humor with heart. Simon leaned forward, listening carefully, connecting emotionally with every note. His kindness showed again as he nodded encouragingly toward the young boy, silently telling him, "You're doing great, keep going." As the final note rang across the hall, the entire audience jumped to their feet. A full standing ovation shook the theater. The boy looked overwhelmed, eyes wide, hands shaking, but Simon immediately leaned toward him with the warmest expression. He clapped louder than anyone. He pointed at the boy and said gently, "That was incredible. And don't worry, I forgive you for almost giving me a heart attack earlier." Everyone laughed. The tension melted away. The atmosphere became full of joy, celebration, and admiration. Amanda said the act was the perfect combination of surprise and talent. Alicia called it brilliant and unpredictable. David said it was pure entertainment from start to finish. Then it was Simon's turn. He spoke in his calm, sincere tone. "You know what I love. I love people who aren't afraid to take risks. You made us laugh, you shocked us, and then you surprised us again with real talent. And I admire that. You're creative, brave, and full of heart." He paused, looked at the group, and added softly, "And I appreciate how much love you put into this performance." The group smiled, grateful. Simon's kindness touched them, especially the young boy who kept looking at him like he was seeing his hero. Simon winked at him playfully. The judges voted. It was yes after yes after yes. 4 yeses. The audience cheered so loudly it felt like the whole building was shaking. As the group left the stage, the boy turned around one last time to wave at Simon. Simon smiled back, a warm, fatherly smile that showed how deeply he cares for the people who come on that stage with hope in their hearts. After the act, backstage interviews captured the group crying tears of joy. They said Simon's words meant the world to them. They said they always admired the way he supports people and shows kindness even when he's surprised or shocked. They never expected him to react so warmly after their explosive confetti prank, but Simon's good heart made the moment unforgettable. And that, right there, is the magic of Britain's Got Talent. It's not just about singing or dancing. It's about connection. It's about joy. It's about moments that bring the whole world together. And this act, with its crazy twist and emotional ending, became one of those iconic moments that fans will remember forever. So that was the story of the audition that almost gave Simon Cowell a heart attack, but also reminded everyone why he is loved so much. His honesty, his love for people, and his kindness shine through every reaction, every smile, and every encouraging word he gives. If you enjoyed this story, stay tuned because more incredible, unbelievable, and heartwarming moments from the world of talent shows are coming your way. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and thank you for being part of this amazing journey.